Hi, Julie Torrens here. Well, let's get started on our second two bookmarks. Video before this, we worked on the two over here. Now we're going to work on these two, and they're going to be totally different. So I have my Daniel Smith watercolor paints. Use what you have. Messy palette as always. I've got also my metallics. These are paper fashion, but they don't make them anymore. Just get whatever metallics you have. And we're gonna do something totally different. I've got a square brush in my hand. I guess I felt like I needed it. I just have a handful of different kinds of brushes. And I talked about this last video. I believe this is really for acrylics. I've never used it in acrylics, but I think for splashing, these fan brushes are great. So, got my water. I've got some clean paper towels. Let's get started. All right, first thing I want to do, I guess I'm going to use this brush since I have it in my hand. I want to wash some color. Let's use some of what we have over here, but really watery. So I'm just going to swipe in that purple because that is, and this is from a different set, this purple. As a matter of fact, I have a color in my Daniel Smith that's called Amethyst Genuine. I'm going to add some of that to this because that has just a little bit of shimmer in it because it's made with ground up amethyst. And I'm just going to wash this like this. We're going to do two at once. What do you think of that? It can be a really fun way to watercolor. And there we go. All right, now I'm going to add just a little more of that purple and water and some of that amethyst. And I'm going to put in some more back into that. Nice. It's a nice brush. I don't know that I've ever used it before. It's a Grumbacher 1/2 inch square brush. Not a filbert, it's a square. At least to me, that's what I would call it. All right, I'm going to pick another color. Not any of them that I have here. I want something in the blue family. This is Phthalo Blue. Phthalo Blue is super rich. I don't know if you can see that part of the palette, but I think you can. It's a super, super rich color. So I'm adding water and I'm giving this a swipe. Isn't that pretty? Anything that has the word phthalo in it, which starts with the letter P, but it's pronounced phthalo, I love. And here we go. As I say, we're going totally different than the one we did prior. I'm in the mood to go a little bit more rogue. Okay, I think we've got it. Now I'm going to get into the splashing. I've got that brush, getting it wet, never used it before. I'm going into that purple, and let's just see what this brush does. Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't call it a miracle, but definitely splashes. All right, let's go into that phthalo. And let's get some of the phthalo splashes. Good. Good. Yep. Very nice. Okay. We're getting more reaction in the phthalo than we are on the purple. The purple was already quite a bit dry. That's okay. It's looking great. All right. Putting this brush down, putting the square brush down, getting a big round brush. Let's see. I have another one like this. I'm looking quick. Yeah, this. So this is a 12, it says, and I believe it. This is probably a 12 too. It just cracked off, so I don't have that number anymore. All right, now I'm going to just take my brush, clean up some of this, because I like wild, obviously. I like unpredictable, but I like to be the one doing it, not necessarily just something stray like that. So I'm just gonna clean a little bit of this up. Dry my brush good. And just clean up the edges a little bit. Well, now I'm adding 2. All right, clean enough. Now I'm going to go into a red. I'm not going to use that red, but I could. This is called Quinacridone Rose. And I guess I'll put it in here. They're quite similar in color. Okay, add some water. Mix, mix, mix. Holding towards the back of my brush, but I don't want all those, there's a lot of water droplets on here. I just took them off. Holding the back of my brush, I'm gonna start making some wildflower shapes, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. Looks childish, that's fine. Filling it in. Nothing complicated here. Good. Doing it again, adding some more Quinacridone Rose. Let's put one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. I just added a little more pigment to my brush, and I'm filling it in. Okay, I'm gonna add, and I've got these little wild lines. I'm leaving them. I like it. I'm gonna put one over here. See what we got going on here. 1, 2. Filling it in. Let's get another one up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big brush uses the pigment up more. I've got a little puddling going on. I'm grabbing it and I'm gonna bring it over here. Same over here. It's got awfully wet there. No need to leave it there. And I've got red right in here. And I'm just gonna put one petal right here. Pardon me. And a little more quinacridone. Putting a petal right here. Good. I am not going to splatter or splash with this red. Red doesn't always make for a good splatter. It can look like something you don't want it to look like. Now, I have in this kit some white gouache. Gouache is just a watercolor paint that is not transparent, but it's going to pick up the colors underneath and it's just going to add some texture. So I'm using this brush for some of the splatters, and some of it's going to disappear and some of it isn't. And whatever it does, it's good with me. I'm going to get a little more because you'd be surprised how much of this is going to disappear. A little more. Splatter, splatter, splatter. Good. Okay. Now, I'm going to keep this big brush going. I am going to go into, let's see, I want to use one of those purples. We had some there, but it was this Amethyst Genuine. I'm going to put it right over here. Just like this. Can you see how dark that is? Holding the back of my brush, I'm just going to be drawing. And this is all different levels of dry, and that's okay. I'm going to start in the, not in the very middle, but more in the middle. And I'm just drawing. Yep. Just like that. And do it again. Good. Put one here. Let's do this big one. Good. Over here. Nice. Over here. Good. Does it look crazy? Don't worry about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, some centers. I am going to grab some of this gouache, and I've got all this yellow here. The white gouache is going to make the paint. There's a chunk of the gouache. I'm putting it back in. There we go. I'm going to let the gouache make the paint a little less transparent. And I'm going into the quinacridone yellow. No, I'm sorry, cadmium. Cadmium yellow. I think it's medium. It is medium hue. All right, now again, yes, there's wet. We're just going for it. Here we go. I'm going to pick up some more color because I'm picking up the color from, you know, from all this. And yeah, I'm pretending like that washi tape isn't even there. Good. And we might see a little here. We wouldn't see any there. We wouldn't see any there. Okay. It's starting to spread and stuff. That's all right. And I'm going to just put a little more pigment on. Good. Sorry for the sniff. Okay, where we at? I'm liking it, but I want some yellow. I'm going straight into the cadmium yellow hue, and I'm going to add some of these. Nope, not wet enough. Try again. There we go. Yellow. Nice. Yep, I'm adding a lot. Like I said, we're going crazy. Okay, now. So far, I'm liking it. But I want to lighten up those few centers. So I'm going back in the white. And I'm just going to do dots in the centers. They're not going to be super noticeable, but they're changing. They're changing the dynamics of these centers. Okay, I've got a lot of reflection because it's so wet, so I'm just tipping my head so that I can kind of see what I've got. So if you end up seeing my head, I'm sorry. All right, I'm liking this. Good. Okay, now, this has got to dry, so I'll be right back. Okay, nice and dry. So I'm going to add another layer of crazy fun on this. I'm still using that big brush, and I'm going to start out with... I want to use a color, but I'm going to add white to it. So again, I'm going into that white gouache, And let's go into this quinacridone rose. Wasn't that what that's called? Yeah, quinacridone rose. So now we've got a pink, and it's not gonna be as transparent. It's gonna stand up on top a little bit. And I'm gonna be putting, again, petals. Not even necessarily on top of the petals I already have. As I do this, I'm ignoring that washi tape because I'm thinking and I'm painting and I'm talking. I'm just wanting all of this, to have that flow. So if I started and stopped because of the washi tape, then I would, it wouldn't have the flow. Now, this is kind of vanishing within. That's okay. That's fine. It's still there. It's still making an impact, I promise. Okay, I am going to go into my metallics and shimmers. This shimmery yellow is very opaque, not transparent. It really stands up. And so I'm going to just put some dots. I'm going to move this a little bit out of the way. There we go. I'm just going to be putting some dots in the center. I'm using a big brush, so I'm getting some bigger dots, which is fine. And as it dries, it is going to be more shimmery than it is right now. I'm going to bring this out a little bit. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Now, I am going to go into one of these other shimmery colors. This is kind of a shimmery pink. So it sometimes it just looks like shimmer. Sometimes it has a little bit of a pink glow. And I'm just going to be, again, I'm just drawing. Whoops, went in the wrong one. Doesn't matter. I'm just drawing some petally shapes like that. What I'm getting is all kinds of different pigments, all kinds of different textures, all kinds of different everything. And you may just think this looks like a wild mess. Trust me. Right? You may not want to trust me, but go ahead and trust me. All right, I'm going to take that pink that this shimmery pink, and I'm really loading up the brush with a lot of pigment. I'm going to lift this out of the way again. And I'm going to give her a splash. You may not see it. It's splashing. Good, 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 good. Okay. Last thing I'm going to do right now, my big brush, I'm going into some gold. I'm going to pick up that gold too. Sopping up as much paint as I can in this brush. And here we go again. Okay, this is going to dry. When we come back, we're going to need a black pen. It can be a ballpoint pen. It can be, Sharpie is what I'm going to use. And a white pen. Could be a gel pen, some kind of a white pen. Use what you have. Closing this up. This is going to dry. I'll be right back. Okay, back. Now the washi tape is starting to lift, and that's fine. It's lifting because I've been using the heat gun to dry it. So let's get this washi off. And I definitely wanted you to be able to see that process because, I mean, it's so fun. It's coming off pretty darn easy because, again, it's still warm. And the adhesive will release more the warmer it is. It's cooling off fast though, but I brought you back as fast as I could. All right, this is the one on top. Isn't it looking pretty? The washi tape definitely is picking up some of the white. Hang on. We're gonna change directions here. See if I can start to lift it from this side. Here we go. Sometimes if you just reverse direction, you'll be okay. Okay, we got a little curl there. We're just gonna leave it for right this minute. Oh, I'm so surprised that it's sticking here. The white, because this is the one that we had twice. Oh boy, and it's doing the same on this side. Well, for heaven's sakes. Okay. Now, let's see if we can see better what we've got going on here. If I turn this over, will that help? I think so. Okay, now let's get that little curl glued down. This is not uncommon. I'm not blaming the washi tape. I'm not blaming the watercolor paper. This is just the way this does sometimes. All right, there. There, that's fine. Okay, now, I had said white pen and black Sharpie. Let me see what kind of tip. Okay, that's a really fine tip. There's another Sharpie because we just never know. This is a Stettler 0.1, super fine. I like it. I'm going to just move some of this watercolor a little bit out of the way. And let's get started on one of them, like this one. All right, I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to start with the white. See if I can get it going. Good. And I am just going to kind of create a center. And I'm just sort of finding, remember when we added like some of the yellow? All right, I like that. But some of the yellow dots, the shimmery ones, I'm letting them be on the outside. All right, now I'm gonna stick with the white pen for right now. And I'm gonna just make some doodle marks like this. I'm gonna exaggerate it on here. But I'm gonna go around the line that I just made. Good. And here. Nice. All right, I like that. I'm going to get the black. Now, I want to just see. It's awfully fine. I want to start with something just a little bit heavier. Better. Okay. I think what I'm going to do first is find where I want kind of the edge of the flower to be. So like I'm going to go here, here, and here, just like that. And I'm going to go around it again. And it's going to give it a little bit more of a sketchy look. I'm going to go around again. I want more sketchy. Okay, good. Now I am trying to avoid getting any of this pen or anything we're doing now, keep it out of the white, these edges if I can. If I don't make it, not a tragedy. Good. And now I'm going to do it around this one. This is time number 3. Okay. Yep. I'm liking that really, really well. Really good. Now I'm going to take my black that's in my hand and I am going to outline these little yellow. They're kind of a shimmery, and I remember I told you they're really opaque, not transparent. Well, there you can see them. So now I'm going to just outline them. And those are like the things that hold the pollen. And they're kind of on sunflowers. They're kind of on little stalks. And that's why I've got some of them that are outside that white line that we did. And I'm just going to put some little lines all pointing towards the middle that they would have those little stalks. Over here. And now see line, all of the lines, these are like straight up at us, so no line, but there. Are you starting to see something? Some kind of a flowery thing? Okay. I'm really liking this. All right. Now, I'm going to take that pen that I said was awfully fine. And I'm just going to make like a little bit more defining the petals coming now towards this way, you know, from the center out. And I'm doing it twice to kind of keep that sketchiness going. I'm just defining these petals a little bit more. Nice. Good. I'm liking it. I'm really, really liking these. All right, now I'm going back to my white. And I can see, I don't know if you can, but I can see where there is like the pink where I went, and I am just going to kind of highlight that with the white pen. I'm not going exact. I'm just making marks is what I'm really doing. Now I'm looking for it on here. On this one, it kind of goes this way across. That's fine. Aren't these fun? I just love these crazy flowers. I love making them because I just think they're super cool. And you can't go wrong. I mean, you just can't. Okay, so this compared to this. Can you see the difference? So I'm going to try to go nice and fast on this one. And I'm going to start out with I think I started out with white before. Yep. All right, I'm going to keep it in the same order. So I outlined kind of where I thought the center sort of is. And then I did bumps all around. And I'm going to go a little faster this time. None of those little pollen-y things were outside the center on this one like they were on this and on these. Okay, and let's put this down, this one, and find my pink. Now go around again. Nice and sketchy. I went a little bit on the white, and I'll show you what we're going to do about that. This is mixed media. All right. Oh, go around the little things that hold the pollen. And lines from those little pollen things heading towards the middle. Good. I'm just going to put one here, even though there's not really the color there. All right, good. Now, I'm going to bring those lines in. I'm going to use the skinnier Sharpie and bring these lines in to the middle now. Nice and sketchy. Okay, now I'm going to take the white and kind of find those pinkish lines that we did. How are we doing? Good, I think. All right. Okay. Hey, what do you say? I love them. All right, now, where I went over, I'm grabbing my Poscas. You could use any kind of white paint that you might have. And I'm just going to go over that black. There. Won't be perfect, but it'll be better. Once it's really dry, I may do that again. But look at these crazy flower bookmarks. Ooh, I didn't notice that. Well, there's a glue blob. I forgot to close my glue. Oh dear. Now I dropped some on there. Oh, good. Let's get this down. It also, right there, the paint snuck under, which we've been pretty fortunate that we haven't had a lot of that. But again, I'm going to just grab the white Posca, and I'm just going to touch, clean up. Very, very light. There we go. Good. Good. Okay. Well, I hope you consider making some crazy flowers. I think they're great. In the meantime, please hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. I need subscribers. It helps my channel a great deal. Down here is another video just for you, and I will see you over there.